Our next learner is going to be introduced by Peter Jeffries. Our learner is Sarah.
We're going to come up the front purely because we've got a little presentation that's going to be going on in the background. So while I'm waffling on and you're bored to death, you can look at the pretty pictures. As Glyn said, I'm Peter Jeffries. For those of you who don't know me, I oversee the creative provision as part of Kent Adult Education. We offer around 2,000 courses across Kent to around 12,000 enrolments a year. Now, people enrol on our course, the creative courses, for a variety of reasons. Either to get away from the day-to-day, for a bit of general interest, but also people enrol as a way of changing what they want to do with their lives. And one of the best examples of that is Sarah Perry, who's joined us, who started life as a student, much like these people here, got the bug, went to university based on with the help and support of Kent Adult Education, and now has come back as a tutor. So I'm just going to ask Sarah a few questions, and we're going to pretend none of you are here. And while the photos are running, and also Sarah's got some examples of work. So some of the work you see here is work produced by our students, it's not just Sarah's. So we do work the students work to a very high level, so I mean, to the point where, because universities are willing to accept our students without the additional qualifications, without the A-levels, without the GCSEs, because the quality of the work is so good, that we get wonderful people like Sarah getting their degrees and then coming back to us and wanting to share their enthusiasm for our creative subject. Sarah, would you like to join us? Thank you, Sarah. I'm going to go a bit parky now. Right. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what attracted you to Kent Adult Education?
Well, I'm 56, and about 6 years ago I wanted to look more into making jewellery and objects, because I've always been interested in that subject, and that's how I started my journey at Adult Education. I enrolled on a silversmithing course run by Owen Adolf Phillips, a tutor who's still there, and that's how I began at Adult Education. That's my start of my journey.
And so you started as a student, and as we have a lot of students, and some students stay with us for 30 years or more, so what made you decide, actually this is for me and we want it to progress?
Well, I absolutely fell in love with the subject. I can't tell you how much I took pleasure in making something really amazing from a flat sheet of metal or a piece of tubing. And so I decided, I took a big leap of faith, if you like. I decided to give up my job of 33 years. I took early retirement and I went to university to study silversmithing, goldsmithing and jewellery.
And so how did Kent Adult Education support you?
Owen was really supportive. He encouraged me to go on and do that, because the course I enrolled on was about design as well as making. So I was learning how to make at Adult Education, but I wanted to go on and learn how to design as well, because that's not a strong point of mine. So that's part of the reason I went for the degree course. Having said that, I think you could continue at Adult Education if you wanted to progress. You know, it has the skills there with the tutors that we have to carry on and learn as much there.
Yeah, and certainly we had examples of students that don't have any qualifications but have the skills, that have now got their own websites and are selling their work and doing the craft fairs, etc. But what made you decide to come back as a tutor?
Well, I wanted to pass on the craft of silversmithing to other people. It's one of those crafts that I don't think is as well known as it was. People were kind of falling out of faith with it a little bit a few years ago because of the cost of metals. So I wanted to come back and keep that craft alive and pass on the love of it to other people, because it is, once you start doing it, you either you love it or hate it. I can't argue that, but if you love it, you love it. So, and as you can see, this the sort of work my students make, and the love of it, when their little faces light up, as I've put on some of them on here, from making something and succeeding in making that object or ring or whatever it is, and they just beam, and that for me gives me a lot of job satisfaction.
And how you find, so we've kind of spoken about being a tutor, so how are you finding it different from being a student? 'Cause I mean, it's full circle, really. Isn't it?
It is, but I absolutely love being a tutor because not only can I pass on the skills to other people, some of them come because they just want a journey of experiencing something new and they can learn. Most of my students are beginners, so they start off learning absolutely, they know nothing about it and they can go on to make something that they really love. Others are, and I have a lady on my course at the moment who already has her own little business going, but she wants to improve on her skills. So taking that next step into making them more refined, the object she's making. And other people come because they want to get away for a couple of hours, just they can lose themselves in the making process, and perhaps they're recovering from an illness or something, because I have a lady at the moment who is recovering from cancer. And she's coming because she finds that it really helps her with that recovery process. And another lady on a past course had a lot of dexterity problems with her hands, and this making process really helped. You might think it wouldn't, but it does, and it did for her, and that's why I do it. I really love seeing that coming from people that come onto my courses.
I'm conscious that we need to move on because there's plenty of people to have a chat. So thank you very much, Sarah. Thank you for listening.